Alrighty. Thank you for coughing. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. This is Killer Demon 669. Thank you for watching on this late Monday night, June the 1st, 2020. Or if you're watching from somewhere else, June the 2nd, 2020. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Do it now. Say hi, Rosa.
Hi, Rosa.
So, hope all you are home. Because most cities are under curfew. New York City is under curfew now at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow is going to be at 8 o'clock. So, a lot of stores are closing early. A lot of retail stores, like my store. Just fucking craziness. Fucking craziness. All these riots and people looting. I mean, go the fuck home. Go the fuck home and jerk off and do something with your lives. Jesus Christ. People have to go to their job and make a living, you know. These essential workers like me gotta make a living. You gotta do a protest, but do it peacefully, not act like a bunch of fucking mongoloids. That's all I ask. And to the police trying to protect and serve, don't be assholes and try to beat up people with excessive force. Morons. Only do it if something really bad happens. That's all I gotta say about that. These fucking riots and this looting needs to stop. Because you know what's coming next? Martial law. President Trump said he's going to implement the military. So you're in Philly, you're in Michigan, you're in Minnesota, you're in Atlanta, you're in New York City. You're fucked. You do all this shit. So, but hopefully these protests will become peaceful and there won't be any more rioting and looting. And all this other fucking bullshit. But we'll see what happens. It was a bad tragedy what happened to George Floyd, but you know, and I know people want their voices heard, they want justice, but do it peacefully. Don't be fucking idiots because you haven't got your stimulus check yet, and you need money for food, so you go out and fucking loot a store, like a mom and pop store. Excuse me. Fucking insane. That's all I gotta say about that. So enough about that crap. We're already dealing with the pandemic, and now we're dealing with fucking martial law. Can 2020 end yet? Can we get to 2021 and not worry about this fucking bullshit? That's all I gotta say about that. Fuck 2020. In the ass with a colonic. And that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Monday night, June the 1st, 2020, and like I said, if you're watching from somewhere else, it's June the 2nd, 2020. It is time for your late night, Monday night review for June the 1st, 2020 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. As we're on the road to Backlash a week from this Sunday. And we got in your NXT in your house this Sunday. So NXT this Wednesday will be the go home show. So we'll see what happens with that. So it should be a good event this Sunday. Now, as always, I will be here live on Sunday night after the pay-per-view ends to give you my review on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel. So subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell to get notified of when I go live on this channel as well and all my other channels as well. So you know when I go live, and then that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, let's get to Monday Night Raw for tonight, and it was an okay show. It wasn't great, but some storyline progression, which was needed. We had Rey Mysterio's retirement ceremony by Seth Rollins, which I'll get to in just a minute. We had that. We had Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. We had MVP and Drew McIntyre go at it. You know, Bobby Lashley involved, and now Lana getting involved. Talk about that. We talk about Nia Jax almost killing Kairi Sane. And my thoughts about that. You know how I feel about Kairi Sane. You know that. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some other stuff happening as we go into Backlash next Sunday. And that's it. So come on into chat. We'll have a little bit of a discussion. Not a big, long discussion because my head hurts. It's hot. I'm fucking hot. Like Rosa is, but it's not the story for another time. So that's that. All right, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time because I don't have a lot of power on my my battery. I only got about 76%. So I'm gonna try to get this done before my battery goes low. All right, so Raw starts with a video from last week showing what happened last week at the end of Raw with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley coming together and then being separated by most of the rookies of NXT. We get that. Then we find out what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw tonight with Asuka and Charlotte. We got bowling tonight. Not the PBA Tour, but bowling between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. That's going to be fun. So we got that. But we start off the night with the Monday Night Messiah. Seth Rollins comes out with his disciples, Murphy and Austin Theory. So Seth comes out in his gear. So he's ready. He has a match coming up with Aleister Black. That should be exciting. He comes out and says that tonight is huge and his match with Aleister Black is next. He talks about that Black has left Seth with no choice but to enlighten him. And as far as Ray goes, he'll be here later tonight to speak to all of us. And he knows it'll be a difficult decision for him. But his gut tells him he's not going to be able to bring himself to formally announce his own retirement. So he says he's going to do that responsibility for us. And if we know Ray as much as he does, then we know he's too humble and modest to come out and call himself a legend. So it's his duty to appreciate Ray and the fact that he was chosen as a sacrifice for the greater good, whatever that is, of Monday Night Raw. And if that isn't legendary, then Seth doesn't know what is. It's true Ray is the greatest luchador who has ever lived. There's some others. There's Seth. He has transcended language and border. Ray's a kind and generous man. And in Seth's darkest hour, Ray presented himself to him. He's now prepared to leave. And Seth has a video package for Ray. So we see a video package of most of Ray's accomplishments. And then, you know how it, with Seth, it turns into a big laughing fest. Because at the end, they show Seth almost trying to poke Ray's eye out, what he did a couple weeks ago. And on the steel steps, Ray, injured his right eye. Blood coming out of his eye and everything. Just sickening. So we get that. And then we come back to Seth clapping in the middle of the ring, saying what an amazing career that Ray had. He calls Ray a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Seth wants to know when it's his time to go into the Hall of Fame. He wants to be the one to personally induct him into the Hall of Fame. So that may or may not happen. I don't think it's gonna be Seth personally, but definitely. Then after that, Aleister Black comes down to the ring and attacks Seth, beats him up, clears the ring to end the segment. So it was a pretty decent segment. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. That was that. So we get to match number 1, Seth Rollins and Aleister Black. This was a pretty good match. We had Murphy and Austin there at ringside to be with their mentor, I guess, with their messiah, if you want to be, the prophet, Seth Rollins. Like I said, this match is very good. It's also with Black kicking the leg of Seth, and they go at it. Seth gets the advantage with a back elbow in the corner, and then Aleister Black hits a leg sweep, hits the rope. Seth rolls to the outside as Murphy and Theory check on him and give him a pep talk or something like that. And then Black heads out, kicks Seth in the chest, rolls him back in the ring, and then Seth hits a beautiful drop kick, and he grounds and pounds a little bit, and then some right hands, and then some forearm scrapes to the face. Ow. And then he stomps him a little bit, chokes Black on the second rope, and Seth says Black is disrespecting Rey Mysterio. I don't know about that. Aleister comes back with some right hands. Seth comes back with a kick. Sends Black to the outside. Black lands on his feet. And then Seth hits a suicide dive, sending Aleister into the plexiglass barricade. That had to hurt. And then they go back in. Seth's in control. And then Black backs up and lifts. Seth tosses him off. Aleister hits a high kick in the face. Seth tosses Black to the outside, where he distracts the ref, and Austin Theory and Murphy look to attack him 2-on-1, but out comes Humberto Carrillo with a chair to prevent that. So kind of evens the odds a little bit, but not much, because I think Seth Rollins still has the numbers game 3-on-2, and that's that. So we go to break after that. We come back. Seth has the advantage in the middle of the ring. Was beating up Aleister. Then Seth hits a knee, sends him into the ropes. Black holds on. Seth misses a drop kick. Aleister goes for a deadlift suplex. And he's going for most of the match. But Seth comes back, hits a sling blade, goes for cover for a near fall. And they go in the corner. Seth hits a back elbow to the face. Black takes advantage, hits a moonsault off the middle rope for a near fall. Then he goes for another near fall, gets another near fall on a quick pin. Seth reverses, rolls him up for a near fall, and tries and locks him up from behind. Hits the deadlift German suplex for a near fall. Seth hits an enziguri, then a kick to the head, then a Falcon Arrow, covers for a near fall. Goes up top, hits the frog splash. Goes for the frog splash. Aleister gets his knees up. It looked like Aleister hurt his knee on that exchange. Then he gets Seth on the apron. Seth fires back. Big kick to Seth's face and right to Black. Black fires back. Seth hooks the head under his legs. Look for, I guess it was going to be a power bomb on the apron, because he can't do the buckle bomb no more. Thanks to Nia Jax. Fuck her. But it is what it is. Black hits a high knee and shoves Seth into the ring post. And then he hits a moonsault off the ring post, knocking out everybody. Then they go back in. Seth shoves Black off the top rope in the corner. He flies with a frog splash and he hits it, but he can't cover him as Black kicks out at 2. And then he looks for the stomp. Black moves and knocks in an armbar. Then he kind of transitions into a triangle. And then Seth tries for a powerbomb. Pulls up on the apron. Springboard tries to go for that springboard knee strike of his. But Black comes back with a big knee strike right in the face of Seth Rollins. Then he looks for Black mask, but Theory and Murphy get on the apron. Humberto pulls him off the apron by themselves. And then he tries to go after him, but the numbers game got to Humberto. They beat him up. While in the ring, Seth rolls up Black for a near fall. Black reverses, rolls up Seth for the... So he reverses, and then Seth reversed it. Aleister Black reverses a Seth Rollins roll up for the 1-2-3. So Aleister Black gets the win over Seth Rollins. Not a shocking win, but it is what it is. So he gets the win. Match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Very good match. And that was that. So Aleister Black gets the win. Afterwards, Murphy and Theory come in to beat down Aleister. Humberto tries to help out, but he gets taken out by Seth and his disciples. And they hold Black up as Seth Rollins hits the curb stomp to Humberto Carrillo. Then he starts screaming at Aleister, saying, "If you want," it's like, "This is what happens to people that want to be a hero." And then Seth backs up, hits the curb stomp on Aleister Black, laying him out. And that ends that. So we'll see what happens next week on the program. Maybe a tag match with Aleister Black and Humberto against Seth Rollins, and maybe one of either Murphy or Austin Theory. Well, then again, it could be a 3-on-2 handicap match, but who knows? But this storyline continues on, and we're going to hear from Ray later on, see what he has to say. And it's going to be a little interesting when we get to that segment. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. And that's that. So like I said, the match was pretty good. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. The Aftermath, I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we go backstage with Charlie Caruso and her guests, Angel Garza and Selena Vega. Charlie tries to get romantic with Angel Garza again. You know, she wants that big Latin dick, but it is what it is. Selena stops her and says Kevin Owens agreed to the match, so it wasn't controversial. Talking about the match last week where Angel Garza clipped the knee of Kevin Owens, and that affected Kevin Owens in the match. And then Garza hit the wing clipper to get the win. So Selena Vega says it wasn't controversial, and then Garza's like, "Mommy, I got this, mommy. I got this. Shh, quiet. Let me seduce Charlie Caruso some more." She says that in love and war, everything is fair. As far as competition and seduction, you must always be one step ahead. So what does he think about last week? So Selena gets back in on the mic. Thinks that the win was triumphant because he saw what he wanted and he took it. If someone is mad, then they clearly never wanted something as badly as he does. So Charlie tries to thank him for his time. Garza's like, "No, mommy, thank you." Gives her a rose. Charlie's all smitten. You know, she's about to come in her panties. And then Zelina Vega comes in, grabs the rose, rips it off, and throws it at her. What a dumb bitch. Come on now. I want to see where this Angel Garza Charlie Caruso thing goes. Maybe Charlie becomes Angel Garza's manager or his love interest. And I want to see where it goes. And we have to get not cock blocked, but you get pussy blocked. I guess you can call it cock blocked, you know, because Charlie wants that Latin cock, but, you know, Selena Vega's like, "Nope, not going to happen." And that's that. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we're going to move on from there. And that's that. All right. After that, we get a segment with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Mr. HBK, talking about the best wrestling match ever. Talking about Edge and Randy Orton's voice. So he says they got a high bar, and he wouldn't want to beat him. He says he's had a few great matches: Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Bret Hart. The list goes on. And says they've set the stage, and he thinks they can deliver, but who will come out on top? HBK thinks it's going to be Edge. He believes that time, wisdom, knowledge, and even a little fate gives Edge the edge. No pun intended. So that's it. So he thinks Edge is going to win. Like we saw Ric Flair last week said that Orton was going to win. And we're going to hear from Randy Orton and his monotonous voice a little bit later on. And that's about it. And yes, I did pick my nose. Fuck you. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So we're going to hear from Randy a little later on in the show. We'll see what he's got to say. That's that. All right, then we go backstage where we see MVP on his Twitter machine or whatever he's on, his phone. And then we see Lana next to him. And he tells Lana that he's got work to do, unlike her. He doesn't have time or desire to get sucked into this drama that's going on between them and her and Lashley. So Lana gets pissed and says that MVP is nothing but a leech trying to use her Bobby to try and revive his washed-up career. So MVP's like, well, if that were true, that would make two of us. So that kind of was a low point. So Lana kind of slipped away to the top, if you want to put it that way. And we get that. So Lana gets pissed even more and slaps the taste out of MVP. And MVP then leaves as Lana looks on, and that's that. So we'll see what happens with this situation. Not that I really give two shits, but I still think Lana is going to cost Bobby Lashley the match at Backlash. And then that's going to lead into the eventual end of the Bobby Lashley-Lana saga. It's going to end in divorce. And that's that. So Lana's time in WWE is probably going to be another few weeks to a month or two. But we'll see what happens with that. So I give this segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we go to break. We come back with what happened earlier in the night, at the beginning of the night, with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio, and then what happened in the match with Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo getting involved, and then getting taken out by Seth Rollins and his minions. So we got that. And that's pretty much it. All right, then we go to the ring. We have Kayla Braxton in the ring, and she introduces her guest, the new United States champion, Apollo Crews. Comes out. Caleb congratulates him on his win last week and tells us his first week has felt, and Apollo tells us his first week has been great. The list of feelings goes on and on. He says it's all surreal, the appreciation, the humility, blah, 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 blah. So Kayla asks who his opponent's going to be. So Apollo tells Kayla that he has another list, a long list that he'd love to face, but the one he chose tonight is truly deserving, and that man is KO, Kevin Owens, former two-time United States champion. So KO comes out, kind of still selling that leg injury from last week. He congratulates Apollo for the win and says he appreciates the offer, but he says he's not one to turn title shots down, but the only problem he has is that it's coming out of pity, spite. Apollo's like, no, that's not out of spite, it's out of respect. So Owens like, well, if that's the case, then your title reign is going to be a short one. So that's that. So we're going to get Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens. So I gave that short segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. We get to the match number 2 for the United States title. And it was an okay match. Ending kind of sucked, but it is what it is. They have a code of honor, which is nice. And then they have a stalemate. And Apollo hits a dropkick. Kevin with a side headlock. Apollo escapes. Owens hits a dropkick of his own. Then he sends Apollo to the outside with a clothesline. Owens goes for a dive, but Apollo moved. And then Apollo comes back with some right hands. Then goes for a hip toss to Owens. Owens reversed, and Apollo hops onto the apron. Goes for a moonsault. Owens moves, run up the apron, and hits a cannonball on the floor. Ow. Then he throws Crews back in. Goes up top, hits the senton splash for a near fall. He looks for the pop-up powerbomb, and Crews holds on to the ropes. And then Kevin Owens grabs him, kicks Crews. It looked like to be in the stomach, but Apollo Crews goes down, holding his nutsack. And Kevin Owens like, what? I didn't kick him in the dick. And then Apollo Crews goes up like, what's with you, man? So Apollo says he wants to continue. He's like, ref, come on, man. So Apollo gets pissed and starts slapping the crap out of Kevin Owens as the NXT rookies, the fans, cheer him on. Then Apollo hits a cheap shot of his own. Then they go back and forth, go to the outside, doing some rights, and we go to another break. Come back. Apollo goes for the Olympic slam. For Owens to hit a super kick. Then he hits a moonsault out of the corner, goes for a cover, near fall. And he tries for the pop-up powerbomb again, but Apollo hops over and hits an insecurity. Then he hits the Olympic slam for a near fall. Then he hits a standing moonsault for another near fall. Then he hits a splash in the corner, goes for another one, hits it, and he goes for a third one, but Owens moved, hits the super kick. And then he goes up top, looking for the senton splash again, but Apollo got his knees up. And then we see Angel Garza and Andrade come out, and they attack both men, causing a no contest, which fucking sucked. But I think you know what's coming, player. So we get that. The match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we go to break, and we come back. Actually, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I apologize for that. Then we come back from break. We get a tag team match, player. So, yeah, it's kind of ruined the fucking United States title match. So we got Angel Garza and Andrade teaming up against Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens. Match was kind of short, is what it is. Andrade was in with Apollo Crews and starts beating him up, tags into Garza. Owens comes in, and Owens wanted to take Garza's head off. But Garza hit a cheap shot, tags Andrade back in. Andrade works over Owens in the corner. Then he pulls him to the center of the ring. Owens kicks away Andrade with a single leg Boston Crab. Owens escapes. Garza then distracts. Andrade kicks him hard, and Owens gets the hot tag to Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews hits a press slam, but goes for the press slam, gets hit with a suplex, and Andrade goes for the Three Amigos, but Crews reverses it into an Olympic slam, and looks to go for, I guess, what he did last week with the front and back moonsaults. But we see Angel Garza on the outside attack the leg of Kevin Owens, causing a distraction. Crews kicks him from the ring, and then Andrade with a surprise pin, but he only gets a near fall out of that. And Apollo hits an insecurity. Then he hits the Apollo bomb for the 1-2-3. So Apollo pins Andrade once again. And match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And so the push of Apollo Crews continues. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Probably get something next week with them. Probably a United States title match at Backlash will probably be coming, but we'll see what happens with that. And we move on from there. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. And the chat is open if you want to come in and chat. If you want, that's it. All right. After that, we got an interview with Charlie Caruso, and this time her guest is the Raw Women's Champion, the beautiful, my first wife, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka. Set my dick. You knew that already. Asuka says she's always better. Charlotte stays the same, and the Empress never bows down to anyone except me and my dick. That's no story for another time. So that's that. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens with Asuka and Charlotte Flair later on in the night. And that's that. All right, then we get a recap of the Viking Raiders Street Profits saga. Miniature golf, golf and then miniature golf last week. 2 weeks ago we had axe throwing, and then we had basketball. So it's 2-1 in favor of the Street Profits. So this week is bowling, and they're in a bowling alley somewhere in Orlando. So we go into the bowling alley, and Montez Ford has some bowling shoes, and looks like they never wore bowling shoes before. Okay. So it's also with the Viking Raiders just obliterating the Street Profits as they're throwing gutter balls and barely getting any pins, and the Viking Raiders just cheering, going completely berserk. So then, a young lady brings out some what appears to be beer. So the street pop's like, yeah, this is what we want. Like a little bit, a little bit of the beer. But they drink it, and then Angelo Dawkins spits it out. Well, before that, we get skull, cheers, skull, cheers, skull, skull. Yes, that's what Vikings say. That's cheers, if you want to know what skull means. So they all drink the beer, and then Angelo Dawkins spits it out and says, "What the hell is this?" So, I think it was Eric says it's Viking traditional beer, goat's milk. That's disgusting. Forget that. Then Ivar gets hungry as he's like, they look for the ball return, and he pulls out a turkey leg. Then he looks at the screen, when they have the bowling scores and shit, and he sees a hungry sign. It's like, I'm hungry. So he goes to the kitchen, and he pulls out some turkey legs. But the young lady who gave them beers comes in and says, "Nope, can't have that." So Montez Ford's pissed off that they're losing. So he tells the manager, I guess, to dim the lights, and they want the smoke. So which gave them superpowers, and they're bowling like they're on the PBA tour, and they're doing very well, even doing it blindfolded. So this pisses off the Viking Raiders. And it's down to the last frame, and the Street Profits are up 130 to 121. So Ivar's up, and he throws the ball and himself down the lane. Obviously a foul, and the ball goes through, and it gets a strike, winning the game for the Viking Raiders 131 to 130. And then they cheer 2, 2, 2. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. This thing is boring. Can it end already? And I hope it ends next week or at Backlash, because it's fucking boring. Storyline is boring. The tag team division sucks on both brands. At least in NXT, you have Imperium with the tag belts. That's that. Where we have many tag teams in NXT. So, besides, if you want to bring over the teams in NXT UK, so that's that. And that's it. So I gave all that 2 out of 5 stars. I really didn't give 2 shits about it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Fucking boring as fuck segment. These segments every fucking week. I go to the bathroom, I take a shit, I'm hoping it's over by the time I get out, and it's still going on. Fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. I used to like War Machine, but they're fucking the WWE's treating them like fucking bullshit. And if I was a Viking Raiders, I would ask for my release right now. Go to AEW. And then you can go back to becoming War Machine. Or something else. I don't know if they can use War Machine. They might have to trademark it. I don't know. But they should really go to AEW. Or go back to Ring of Honor. Or maybe go back to Japan. And go back to fighting the Guerrillas of Destiny. But who knows when New Japan's coming back. This fucking virus killing everything. And that's that. All right, my good buddy Thomas Herrera's in the chat. What's up, Thomas? I still want to know how old you are and where you live. And that's all I got to say about that. So let me know where you live and where you're from and how old you are. But that's that. Do you vape? No. I'm not into that shit. I'm straight edge. That's that. I don't know. Raw was mad. Yeah, it was kind of mad tonight. Not really that great. But you can expect next week not to be that great. It's a go-home show. So it's probably not going to be that good. I mean, last week was good because they had the fans there. Well, sorry, the rookies there. And those poor rookies, I feel bad for them because I had to stand for 10 hours because I take Raw, SmackDown, and NXT last week. That's 3, 6, 9, 10 hours, basically 10 hours of, well, including main event or whatever is before Raw. 10 hours on your feet. And the only time they sat was doing match breaks. That's fucking horrible, man. I mean, could you at least get them, you give them seats and then sit them 6 feet apart? I mean, them being on their feet for 10 hours, that's fucking sad. I mean, most people that work in retail are on their feet for about 7, 8 hours a day. Like myself, I'm I go between 4.5, and as much as 8.5 when I work. It sucks. Your feet hurt. You're tired. They were probably tired, and they filmed the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream match for NXT in your house at 12 midnight. Because I think it was raining down there or something like that. Fucking sad. I mean, let them sit down for most of the night. I mean, come on. You can't stand up for 10 hours. You got to sit down, and you got to pee once in a while, too. Fucking sad. Fucking sad. That's that. Fuck WWE. AEW are getting better each day. That's true. Fuck the WWE. AEW is much better. And I'm not saying that because I'm an AEW mark. It's facts. That's that. WWE before 2010 would beat the fuck out of AEW. That's true. If AEW was around 10 years ago, probably be getting their asses handed to them. Because you had Cena there, you had Roman on the program, you had Sheamus, you had a lot of stars back then. You didn't have Adam Cole, you didn't have the Undisputed Era, you didn't have all these stars that NXT has right now, like Aleister Black and Ricochet and Matt Riddle and blah blah blah, Gargano and Ciampa and Killer Cross and Scarlett and Mia Yim and Keith Lee and Damian Priest. The list goes on and on. I mean, AEW. I mean, the Bucks were even a thing in Ring of Honor back then, back in 2010. They were in PWG. Cody was in WWE around 2010. Kenny Omega was in, I don't know where he was. I think he was in Japan. I think he was fighting in DDT or somewhere in Japan. He was fighting. Adam Page wasn't even known. Adam Cole wasn't even known in Ring of Honor by then. So I think he was back in 2010 when he just started there. He started in Ring of Honor with Kyle O'Reilly and Future Shock. Christopher Daniels, and, most of SCU weren't even around. Besides, with Daniels and Kazarian were in TNA. Scorpio Sky, I don't know where he was in 2010. Most of AEW, most of the roster of AEW, most of them were either in WWE, Ring of Honor, or somewhere else. But if AEW started in 2010, they would have got destroyed. It's true. They would have got destroyed by Cena and company. They wouldn't be getting the ratings they'd be getting now. They'll probably be getting like 300,000 views at best. Now they're getting 700,000 to 800,000 views, sometimes 900,000 views. I still think they need a big star to get them over the 1 million mark. Who that would be, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And that's all right. WWE is becoming TNA. They're slowly getting there. But no, even TNA is doing better than WWE right now. Sad to say, but not. I mean, TNA's not getting a lot of viewership on Tuesday nights on whatever the network they are on. So, But even TNA's doing good. WWE's just failing miserably. It's like a carbon copy of 2019. Because 2019 wasn't good for WWE. And this year, not even close to being that good. AEW just running away with everything right now. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, so that's that. All right, then we go back to Monday Night Raw. All right, then we go to a video of last week with the women's tag team champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in the ring with the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Billie Kay was saying that was bad-mouthing Nikki Cross, and then Nikki Cross like, "You don't think I got what it takes? I'm grateful for what I do." With Alexa and stuff like that. And then the Iconics beat them up. And Nikki Cross cut a very good promo last week, I might add. And before we get to the next match, we see the girls going crazy backstage, because that's what they do. So we go back to break. And we get to our next match. Nikki Cross taking on Billie Kay. We had Alexa Bliss and Peyton Royce at ringside for their respective teams. And match was kind of a blah match, but it is what it is. You know, Nikki completely goes nuts. The start. Billie comes back with a knee, sends Nikki headfirst into the corner, does it again, and again, and again, making sure she has all four corners. And they go back and forth. The ref is distracted by Peyton Royce. Billie Kay hits a big boot for a near fall. Then she starts kicking Nikki in the corner, and then a stomp, then another one, and another one. Chokes Nikki in the corner. She flips Nikki back, then covers for a near fall. Then Billie Kay starts yelling at Alexa, so Nikki rolls her up, but gets a 1 count. Then Billie Kay hits a right hand for a near fall. Then we get a little bit of a rest period. Billie Kay hits a really weak backbreaker, then a running elbow drop for a near fall. And then she gets pissed off at the referee for the slow count. It's like, fucking weird. We thought Nikki Cross was weird, but I digress. Kay slaps Nikki around, but Nikki shoves her, then hits a right hand, and then a right form. She ducks, hits Billie in the titties. She rushes, hits a splash in the corner, then a running bulldog. Nikki goes to the apron, hits a shoulder, then dives through with a drop kick, and then heads to the top rope. She flies off the top rope looking for that, I guess, a cross body block, but she missed. Billie Kay grabs the head, hooks the leg, hits a sit-out spine buster move. It looked like crap. I don't know what she was looking for. Maybe I think she was looking for rolls of the dice like Nikki uses, but she hits a spine buster out of that. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but Billie Kay gets the win. Match gave 2 out of 5 stars, and yeah, really not a good match, not that good. And we're probably gonna see a rematch between the Iconics and Alexa Bliss and Nikki at the pay-per-view. That's all I got to say about that. Just a horrible match. Horrible match. Braun, I hate how they make him look stupidly strong. Man. They're misusing Braun Strowman too. Really, I mean, Braun's not even a good champion. I can't wait till they get it off him. Probably will be AJ Styles. That's what I think I'm hearing. I think AJ is going to beat Braun Strowman and win the Universal title and become a Grand Slam champion. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be AJ. But we'll see. Also, I hate how he can easily beat past WWE champions like The Miz. Well, you said you mix, but it's The Miz. When Miz would actually give Randy and Cena really hard times, and this steroid guy comes and beats everyone in under 20 seconds. I don't think Braun's on the roids. I'm thinking you might be thinking of Jinder Mahal, but yeah, Braun is just horrible. Not that great on the mic. His in-ring work is mediocre at best. Now I'm probably gonna get, something on. Somebody's gonna send this to Braun Strowman on Twitter, and he's gonna call me a mark, like he called JD a mark. I'm just stating facts. He's good human being, but not that great. Not a great champion. But that's all I gotta say about that. Not a great champion, and that's it. That's that. All right, then we go to how much time I got left. Let me just check. I got enough. I should have enough. All right, then we go backstage with Charlie Caruso, and her guest this time is the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. He thinks everyone should know he backs down from no challenge. And he says that anyone who wants some of him, he'll line them all up, and give them all a one-way ticket to Claymore Country. Kind of taking a page out of Brock Lesnar's book with Suplex City. Now we got Claymore Country. Watch that become a shirt. So that was that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what Drew has in store for us tonight as he takes on MVP in the main event. Because Drew has to be on the last part of the show. And that's that. All right, then we get to an interesting segment with Rey Mysterio, Booyaka Booyaka, live via satellite. Who's in the back somewhere. It says, although his eye is still recovering, we see he has a mask on with a patch over his right eye. He says, even though he's still recovering, he doesn't know when or if he can return. It all depends on how quickly he recovers, but if an infection were to set in, he could possibly end his career. So then Samoa Joe asks a question, and he's like, can I be blunt for a second? I guess you can. Talks about Seth Rollins doing a retirement ceremony early in the night, and asks Ray, is he going to retire? Ray says he doesn't know. He doesn't know if it's up to himself anymore. He could be cleared in a few weeks, or he can never be cleared to wrestle again. It's a question he's been thinking about a lot, though. So Joe asks about the severity of the injury and if Ray has anything he'd like to say to Seth. So Ray says yes. He says for a Messiah, he carries a lot of negativity with him. Carrying so much could be a true burden for any man. Ray says he wasn't chosen by some higher power. And then in comes Dominic. And I'm like, you know where this is going to be going soon. He says Seth is no Messiah. He's barely a human being. Something needs to be done. Someone from his family. He says Seth tried to end his career and his dad's career. And now he's out there lying. It's a bunch of BS, and they both know that. So Ray's like, chill, dude. And he wants to take this time to thank everyone for reaching out. It means the world to him and his family. So he makes an official statement. He says, Seth Rollins, damn you for everything you put my family through. My wife Angie, my son Dominic, and my daughter Aaliyah all helplessly watched as you shoved my eye into the steps. They watched blood running down my face, and they saw the man that protects and provides for them suffer. Seth has been going around saying that Ray cried like a baby when the cold metal met his flesh. Ray says he's a man of forgiveness, but he will never forgive him for what he did. Damn you, Seth Rollins. Damn you to hell. And then he leaves, and Dominic is still there. He rubs his hands together, gets close to the camera, and says, Seth, an eye for an eye. Taking a page out of Jon Moxley's book, haven't you? Somebody's been watching AEW and that promo from when Moxley was talking about an eye for an eye when Jericho and the Inner Circle almost gouged out his eye. So then Dominic stands up and walks out of the picture. So we'll see what happens with this situation as we get into next week. And I think it's going to lead to Dominic turning on to Ray in a match. He's going to come out. Dominic's going to try to help his dad out. But in the end, he's going to turn on Ray, join up with Seth Rollins, and become the next disciple. And then we're going to get the final match from Rey with Rey Mysterio and his son, most likely at SummerSlam. That's what's going to happen. Rey versus his son at SummerSlam. Father versus son. First time ever. I guess you can call it that. That's what's probably going to happen. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. So it was a pretty good segment. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I guess we're going to have to see what next week has to bring between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio and now Dominic. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on from there. All right, then we get to everyone's favorite botch machine. No, not Brie Bella. Nia Jax. Because of promo saying she's been repeatedly attacked by Asuka and Kairi. She tells us not to believe the hype. Then she starts mocking Kairi and Asuka in Japanese. She says it's all smoke and mirrors, just like Asuka's championship. It was gifted to her because of hormones. Because Becky had to get preggy. So she says somehow she's the villain. And she's like, no, I'm the victim in that backlash. She's going to expose Asuka. She's probably going to hurt Asuka. That's what's going to happen. She's going to do some fucking botchamania type shit. She's going to hurt Asuka. Asuka's going to probably have to relinquish the title. Because Nia Jax cannot perform in the ring. She needs to get released. Vince wants to release her. Why not do it already? But it's not because of the family heritage, lineage, because she's part Samoan. You know, because you gotta be happy to Samoans. You know, like the Usos, like The Rock, mainly The Rock, and Roman. So they get rid of her. If they get rid of her, I'll be the happiest man alive. Well, most of us will be. Nia has to go. Or get sent down to NXT for some more seasoning. She fucking sucks in the ring. She sucked as champion, too. That's that. Fuck Nia Jax. And that's all I got to say about that. If you agree, press 1 in the chat, and that's that. All right, then we get to another corny segment with the 24/7 champion Rob Gronkowski. And the whole thing with him and R-Truth. Get that. So Gronk's in Foxborough, in Foxborough, I guess at his house. He's trying to film a TikTok dance with his friend. Well, we see someone doing his garden, and we all know it's R-Truth under that disguise. So Gronk's trying to dance and stuff, and then we see Truth in disguise, and Gronk's like, who the hell is that guy? And his friend's like, he's just a gardener. Don't worry about him. Then he goes back to doing what he's doing, and his friend takes off his jacket and he reveals a referee shirt. And then Gronk's all shocked. He's like, no. And then Truth rolls him up with a 1922 schoolboy. 1, 2, 3. Truth becomes a 35-time champion, or whatever amount he's up to now. So he wins the belt again. Click his heels in the air, I think, like he's a leprechaun. And then he leaves the scene with the 24/7 title. I didn't give 2 solitary shits about this. So I gave it a dud. Because the 24/7 title is a joke. And that's that. And we're going to move on from there. I didn't give 2 solitary shits about it. Fuck it. That's that. All right, then we get to our next match, Nia Jax and Kairi Sane. Another botch fest this was. Nia was in control. Kairi got some offense in. She locked Nia in a 1922 sleeper hold. Nia looked like she was about to pass out. Kairi then hit a DDT for a 1 count. Kairi stomps, heads to the corner, runs, hits a sliding hit to the face. Goes to the top rope looking for the insane elbow, but Nia rolls to the outside. Kairi hits the rope, slides, Nia catches her, sends her face first into the apron. Then she drags her out and then throws her head first right into the ring steps. And that's what caused the injury to Kairi and her getting busted wide open. but we didn't see that. And somehow Nia sends him back in the ring, hits a leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Nia gets the win. Whoopty Dan fucking knew. Mackie gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. And afterwards, Asuka comes out and they have a big stare down as Nia leaves the ring. Well, we haven't seen the last of Nia, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But fuck Nia Jax. She needs to get fucking released. And that's all I gotta say about that. Fuck her. Not literally, but fuck her. And that's that. All right. Then we get to Randy Orton and his monotonous voice. Says for the past few months, he's been able to catch The Undertaker's documentary. He even caught up on Ride Along and most of the other stuff on the WWE Network, which is now supposedly free, except for that new content that basically you can watch old episodes of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views, the Monday Night Wars and all that other shit, 205 Live. You have to watch the old shit, but you can't watch the new shit because you still have to subscribe to the network for that low price of $9.99. So nice clickbaiting there, WWE, you fucking marks. Even though I went on it, so I watched a little bit of the network. Rose is actually going to be paying for the network for me, so I'm going to be paying $10 a month, which fucking sucks because I can just watch Raw on my TV or my computer if I wanted to for free. Well, not for free if I have Dish, but it is what it is. And watch pay-per-views for free on the computer for free. So that's that. So fuck the network, and that's all I got to say about that. And yeah, that's that. All right, so we get to Randy. Talk about the network, and said the one thing that every WWE superstar seems to have in common is that they think Ric Flair is the greatest to ever do it. And he's the GOAT. Next to Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm the cream of the crop. Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. So we get that. He agrees with everybody. Then he says last week he saw Ric Flair, and you know what he said? He said that in his honest opinion, Orton is the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. And then Edge said the same thing. Now, what else he said? He also said that Orton didn't have a passion, that he was handed everything and just did it for a paycheck. He says Edge is right. What can he say? He's right, and Edge can't stand that. For 20 years, he has half-assed it and has accomplished more than anyone. Edge scratched and clawed and pretended to be the heroes from his childhood. All he had to do was be Randy Orton. Well, Randy had to be Randy. He just had to wake up, lace his boots, and get in the ring. And at Backlash, he'll do the same. He'll prove he's better than Edge. He set the bait, Edge bit, and now his storybook ending will be rewritten by the three most destructive letters in sports entertainment. RKO. And that's that. So, pretty decent promo from Randy. Gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Probably get a face-to-face next week or some type of altercation next week for the go-home show to set us up for next Sunday in what's supposed to be the greatest match ever, which won't be. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be that great a match. But I'll be surprised if it's a 4-star match. I'll be very surprised. And that's that. So, like I said, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, then we get to the most annoying person in the world, Charlotte Flair. Cuts another boring as fuck promo. She tells the NXT rookies they should know both Io and Rhea, who Rhea Ripley are. She's rooting for every single one of them. She wants one of them to be the next Rhea or Io. She wants one of them to stand up to the throne so she can make them bow down. She knows a woman who has a history of bowing down, and that's Asuka. She says the first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner has the longest undefeated streak at 916 days, I believe, or 922, somewhere around there. In the history of the WWE, she's a Grand Slam champion, and it seems like the Empress wants to be like the Queen. I doubt that very much. So kind of a quick promo from Charlotte. I was like, thank you. Shut up now. Get the fuck out of the ring. Or just shut up, throw the mic down, and get the fuck out. Let some real people talk now. So Asuka comes out for the match. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. So we get the match, Charlotte versus Asuka. Not like their match at WrestleMania 34, which was a pretty damn good match. And then the rematch on SmackDown when Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's title from Asuka after the Royal Rumble. That match wasn't that good. This match was okay at times, but not great. It's also some ground and pound for a little bit. Charlotte works the arm, spins Asuka out. Asuka reverses, locks up on the side, drops to the mat. Charlotte rolls out, and Naomi gets a pin. Goes to the big boot, missed it. Asuka misses a roundhouse kick. Then she shoves Charlotte in the titties. Those fake titties, by the way. Charlotte shows right back, and she kicks Asuka. Whip to the corner. She hits the corner face first. Charlotte yells, blocks a shove, and hits her right hand. Then a big Ric Flair-like chop from Charlotte. Then another one. And then another one. Then they go in the corner, whip to Asuka's reverse. Asuka goes for the running hip attack, but missed. Eats a right hand. And then Charlotte goes to work. As we go to break, we get picture-in-picture. I don't know why, but okay. Charlotte goes back to work on Asuka. Asuka kicks away cover from Charlotte for a 1 count. Then she drags Asuka to the ropes and drops her butt on it. Goes for it again, but Asuka rolled up for a near fall. And then she hits some knees to the back leg of Charlotte. Right hand from Asuka, back elbow from Charlotte. Tries for another move to the back of the knee, but Asuka moved. Charlotte shows her, but Asuka fires back. And then another block, and another block, and then another one. Asuka's getting fired up. She screams that she hits the hip attack in the corner. Goes for a bulldog, but Charlotte stops her, spins her around, and hits a German suplex. A sick-looking German suplex. Then she hits a Shining Wizard for a near fall. Asuka goes to the top rope. She flies, but Charlotte dodges. Goes for natural selection, but Asuka knocks in a Fujiwara armbar. Transitions into the triangle. Charlotte gets out of it. Hooks the leg. She gets Asuka into the walls of Jericho. Asuka rolls off for a near fall. And then right into a knee bar. And then Asuka turns onto her belly. Charlotte knocks up behind the list and hits a deadlift German. Goes to the big boot. Asuka sidesteps. Hits a spinning kick to the gut. Goes to the rope. Charlotte falls. Asuka hops up and grabs the arm. Running arm bar. Charlotte rolls over. Asuka gets a triangle again. Pulls on the head. Asuka keeps her shoulder up from getting pinned. Charlotte lifts Asuka up and hits a sit-up powerbomb for a near fall. Then she goes for the figure 4, but Asuka rolls to the outside. And while she's on the outside, her music hits, and out comes Nia Jax in a kabuki mask, and then her eyes are painted like Asuka's are, and her lips are all green. So kind of mocking Asuka. Asuka gets pissed off. And the referee calls for the bell as Asuka got counted out. Fucking kind of sucked. So Charlotte wins via count out. So the match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. It was good, but not great. And then that's that. Afterwards, Nia runs down a ramp and tackles Asuka, knocking her on her ass. So that ends the segment, and she goes back up the ramp like, look at me, I'm Nia Jax. Fuck her. That's all I got to say about that. Fucking horrible match. Not horrible. I mean, fucking Nia Jax is fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. And you thought Brie Bella was bad. She makes Liv Morgan look good. And then Morgan's pretty talented. It is what it is. All right, Little Fettuccine 69. The network is only good for pay-per-view and old content, to be honest. There was some good original programs. There's some good programs. Ride Along is pretty funny. 24 is pretty nice. 360 is pretty nice. Table for 3 is okay. Some of the original programming is good. I actually was watching Asuka's undefeated streak. You know, that whole 2 years reign she had. Fucking amazing. Probably never see that again in sports. You know, we saw it from Jay Briscoe in Ring of Honor. He went 2 years without getting pinned, and then he won the title from Jay Lethal. Then finally got pinned by, I think it was Adam Cole, by somebody. I think it was Michael Elgin. I forget who it was. So he had a 2-year reign where he wasn't pinned in Ring of Honor. And then Asuka comes in, and she has a 2-year reign without getting pinned. I don't think we'll ever see that again in the history of wrestling. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's that. And Zuzu's here. Hi, Zuzu. Meow. No? All right. So that's that. All right. Who's your wrestling Mount Rushmore? I get this question asked almost all the time. Like, who's my favorite superstar? Who's my favorite match? With this and that. But if I had a Mount Rushmore, it'd have to be Flair, Hogan, Savage, Undertaker. And, you know, what about Adam Cole? You know, but this is of all time. Gotta go with Flair. Gotta go with Hogan. And you have to go with Savage. That's my top 3 right there. That's my favorite wrestlers of all time. And, you know, got Adam Cole, one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Undertaker, you know, has always been my favorite. I mean, there's some others that I like, but not as good as Hogan and Flair and Macho Man Randy Savage. But that's my Mount Rushmore. That's that. Flair, Hogan, Savage, Taker. I mean, I could go with guys like Lou Thesz and Nick Bockwinkel and Bruno Sammartino and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Sting, DDP. I mean, so many others, but those are my main 4, and I don't think anybody can change my mind on that one. But that's that. Why are we having this match again? Which match are you talking about? I think you're talking about Kairi and Nia. Yeah, this is their 3rd or 4th match, and every time we see it, like, Kairi gets hurt. Fucking booking team is fucking atrocious. And that's that. We move on. All right. Oh my God, we might see Charlotte 4 times this week. I hope this bitch loses on Sunday. I hope she does too. I think she's gonna lose to Rhea Ripley. As much as I want it to be Io, but they're gonna make Io look strong and give Rhea Ripley back the belt for the 2nd time, and then Rhea Ripley and Io are gonna have a program going to the next takeover, which will probably be Takeover Boston, and I think Io will finally win the belt there. If she doesn't, I don't know why she's in NXT then. If they don't give her the belt, they have to give her the belt. I mean, who else can they get right now? They're gonna give it to Candice LeRae? No. The only person I can think they can give it to is Mia Yim. So if it's not Io, it's probably gonna be Mia Yim. But who knows what's gonna happen with that? Because Mia Yim is gonna be fighting Candice LeRae this Wednesday on NXT. And you know how that's gonna end. That's that. How will the whole Lana situation play out at Backlash? I mentioned this before. I think Lana's going to come out somewhere in the middle to the end of the match. Bobby's going to get distracted and like scream, "What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? I told you not to come out doing my matches." And then while he's distracted, Drew will get a second win and then go 3, 2, 1, boom! Claymore, 1, 2, 3. Get out of here, stupid cat. Claymore Country to the Lashley 1, 2, 3. Drew will retain the belt, and then after that, probably on Monday, the next night on Monday Night Raw, they'll have a falling out, and Lashley's like, "I'm tired of you getting involved in my matches. I said I'm sick of this. I want a divorce." Lana be crying and screaming up a storm. Who knows? It's gonna end, and Lana's gonna go to AEW with Rusev most likely. That's that. Move on. Who would you rather have move up to the main roster? The Velveteen Dream, or the Undisputed Era? I would like both to go up, but probably be the Undisputed Era at first. I think the Dream would be later, because I think the Velveteen Dream is going to win the belt this Sunday from Adam Cole and end his 1 year plus reign, which sucks. But then again, Cole might win, and then he'll probably lose to the Killer Cross of Ciampa. Most likely Killer Cross at the next takeover after who knows what's going to happen. But if Velveteen Dream loses, he can never get a title shot as long as Adam Cole is the champ. So they could go two ways. They can go with Adam Cole losing the belt to Velveteen Dream getting the belt for the very first time, and then they go into a rematch that Velveteen Dream will win that one too. And then Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era go to the main roster and get misused. Or they could go with Adam Cole winning, and Velveteen Dream goes up to the main roster and he gets an Intercontinental title shot. So I think he'll be better off on Raw. But I think they might go with the second idea I had, with the latter. I think Velveteen Dream will lose on Sunday and go up to the main roster probably the next night, or probably by SummerSlam we'll see him. By SummerSlam we'll probably see him on the main roster. We have Matt Riddle already on SmackDown. I think, and they're already going to be calling up a lot more NXT guys. So you can see the Velveteen Dream probably being on Raw before SummerSlam. Maybe the Undisputed Era as well. If not by SummerSlam, probably by Survivor Series. Or by the Royal Rumble next year. But that's that. Can we move on? Top 5 wrestling families. Oh boy. I think the first one you can go with has to be the Heenan family. I don't even know that many families in wrestling, to be honest with you. I think you maybe mean factions. If you mean factions, I can name factions off the top of my head. But families, I have to put number 1, the Heenan family. Maybe the Danger. I'd probably put number 2, the Dangerous Alliance. That was kind of like a family. The Four Horsemen, of course, that was kind of like a family. Maybe the NWO, but be specific on that question, because it was factions or families. I'm not kind of too sure on that, but if you want families, I would just go with the Heenan family and the Dangerous Alliance. And that's that. Should Apollo join MVP and Lashley? There was talk about a new Nation of Domination being formed with MVP and Lashley. If we heard from that dick-faced, geekazoid, mongoloid, Charles Entertainment. But because he was saying something on his freaking one of his videos saying that there might be a new Nation of Domination with MVP and Lashley. I would not put it past Apollo to turn heel and join them in a new beatdown clan, which I'm not calling it the new Nation of Domination. I think it'd be like a new beatdown clan, minus Samoa Joe, of course, but who knows? But Apollo, I could see Apollo joining up with MVP and Lashley and turning heel, be a heel champion, a heel United States champion. Because we kind of maybe saw a glimpse of it when he was talking to Kevin Owens about, You know, like out of spite. Really, you think I'm out of spite? Who knows? Who knows? Are you doing predictions for NXT in your house and a review? Yes. Probably Thursday or Friday on TGC 170. I'll be doing an NXT in your house review. Talk about the matches. NXT Cole, Velveteen Dream, Killer Cross, Ciampa, Gargano, and Keith Lee for the North American title. And whatever else comes from this Wednesday night. But I also do a review on Sunday night after the pay-per-view ends on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel. So check me out on probably Friday, probably Thursday or Friday for my predictions, and Sunday for the review. Definitely Sunday. Come back in for the review. So I'll be doing a review, and then the following Sunday for the following week for Backlash predictions and Backlash review the following Sunday. So lots of reviews coming up. So and predictions. So stay tuned and hit that bell to get notified. I would like to see Cross versus the Dream. Yeah, it could be a good match. I think Killer Cross would destroy the Velveteen Dream. But we'll see what happens with that. Undisputed Era needs to help the Raw Tag Team division. I think if they go to if they go to Raw or SmackDown, they'll help the Tag Team division. But I think I agree with you. They should go to the Raw side. I think any combination of the Undisputed Era, whether it be Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, or Adam Cole and Roddy, or Bobby Fish and Roddy, Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy and Bobby Fish. Any combination would be good on Raw, and I think they would win. They will win the Raw Tag Team titles, probably from the Street Profits. At this rate, I mean, it's not going to be the Viking Raiders going to get the belts back. I mean, as much as I would like them to, but then they could actually do something with the Viking Raiders. But there's no tag teams on Raw. There is none. It's just those two acting like complete buffoons. The AOP is injured. I don't know when they're coming back. That's it. The Raw Tag Division's garbage right now. SmackDown's a little bit better because you got the New Day. Miz and Morrison are going to be breaking up soon. They're going to be breaking up at Backlash, and then Miz and Morrison are going to have a match probably at the next pay-per-view, if not at SummerSlam. They're going to break up Miz and Morrison, which makes no fucking sense. Another tag team they break up. I mean, you got the Usos, and I think Jimmy Uso's hurt, so we're not going to see the Usos for a while. You got the Forgotten Sons. But I don't know what they're going to do with right now. I mean, freaking Gunner. I mean, Jackson Ryker got a tongue lashing from Dave Bautista, and he's getting chewed out because he had a supportive tweet from Donald Trump. I mean, really, come on. You're getting heat for supporting Donald Trump. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. I guess I picked my nose again. Messed up. Move on. Little Fettuccine says Von Erichs, the Hearts, Guerreros. That's what okay. I had a brain cramp, and that's that. He says Von Erichs, the Hearts, the Guerreros, the Rhodes, and the Anoys. Not in that order. Okay, so if you want to go that way, I'm going to go with definitely going to Von Erichs. This is not in any order. Von Erichs, the Hearts, the Rhodes family, the Guerreros, of course. Yeah, I'd probably go the same route. So I kind of agree with you on that one. Fried rice or chow mein? I don't like either. So. I like my white rice, thank you. There's not that much Chinese food I like anyway. So that's that. All right, let's get back to Monday Night Raw. So after Nia Jax tramples Asuka, it's a little bit of momentum. Be damn few. We go backstage with Lana and Charlie Caruso. And Charlie was about earlier tonight when MVP called her a leech and she slapped him. Charlie wonders whose idea it was for Lana to no longer be outside for Lashley's matches. Lana says it was Bobby. He said it wasn't Bobby. He'd never do that. Yeah. Lana ponders and realizes that she can't go out for Lashley's matches, but she can go out for MVP's matches. And then she leaves. And that's that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we get to the main event. Before that, Bobby Lashley comes out to be by his friend MVP's side. And this is like 10:55, so we know this is going to be a really quick match, and it lasted almost 3 minutes. So we get to the main event: MVP versus Drew McIntyre. Wasn't anything to write home about. Drew attacks in the corner, just beats the crap out of MVP. Lashley causes a distraction. MVP thinks he's getting the advantage. He hits him and goes for a 1 count. Drew hits a clothesline. He ducks, hits a big boot. He goes to the top rope, flies with a clubbing blow, then kips up. He wants to go for the Claymore. He sizes up MVP, but Lashley pulls him to the floor. Then Drew flies over the top rope with a diving somersault plancha. Brings MVP back in, goes to the corner. 3, 2, 1, boom! Claymore kick, knocking MVP for a loop. And that was that. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. You know, I think this was the predictable ending. Excuse me, too much beer. It was the predictable ending, and that's that. And let me go to my desk for a minute. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. Let me go to my desk because I gotta charge my battery. Give me 1 second. I'll be with you guys in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I would have my charger for at where I sit, but I have to take it out of my surge protector. So get that. I gotta find out what this fucking thing is now. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. My grateful fans. All right, now I gotta get up. Oh, shitty cat. All right, we're back. All right, so just make sure this is in. Okay. So we get that, and this was before the Claymore kick, Lana came out Lana came out, and Lashley's like, it gets to the Lashley, and Lashley's like, what the fuck are you doing here? So we get all that. So this was a predictable match, so I gave it a predictable 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, Lashley runs in the ring, knocks in the full Nelson, and Tom Phillips is trying to describe the move, and we quickly fade out. Stupid. Should have went a little bit, maybe a minute or 2 overtime would have been okay, but the USA Network doesn't want to do that anymore. So maybe we'll get what happened after Raw went off the air. Or maybe, if you're on Facebook or you on the WWE Network, they might have like what happened after. Like Lashley held on to it. Drew was still trying to get out of the move, but Lashley locked it in and he brutalized Drew McIntyre and laid him out. Who knows? that was that. So, and that pretty much ends Monday Night Raw. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, Raw was meh. So, I gave it 6 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, or, if you're watching this for the first time or watch this after it goes up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of this video. And that's that. And if you have any questions, we're going to be doing a Q&A. I did promise a Q&A. I'm hoping to get it up by Tuesday. Not tomorrow. I mean, next Tuesday. Because I think I'll have just enough time to do enough time on my other account, my Peter Gilmore account, to do this Q&A. I'll probably just have enough time to get my AEW, my NXT, and my reviews up before my time renews on June the 9th. So might have just enough time. I think I have just under 10 hours for that. But we'll see what happens. So we'll get that. So like I said, 6 out of 10 stars for Raw. It was okay. A little bit of storyline progression, not much. The whole thing with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins was interesting. The whole thing with Dominic adds a new twist to it. We have to see what happens next week. I still think Dominic's going to turn on Rey, and we're going to see Rey versus his son either at the next pay-per-view or at SummerSlam. And Dominic's going to be in the new disciple of Seth Rollins. That's what it's leading to, most likely. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's it. All right, let's finish off the night with a chat. And that's that. Little fettuccine. I don't know. I want to know what that means. No, I'm not going to go there. No, I'm not going to make fun. Should Bayley and Sasha win the women's tag team titles? I don't know what's happening with the Sasha Bayley storyline. If Sasha's gonna, if they're gonna turn. I mean, not really turn. Or they're gonna turn Sasha face and have her and Bayley for the women's title at SummerSlam, or they could win the tag team belts this Friday night on SmackDown. Let them go as champs, and then they eventually lose them back to either the Iconics or to Alexa Bliss and Nikki at a pay-per-view on SmackDown or Raw. Well, probably on SmackDown. They could do that and then have Sasha be the one that costs them the belt, and then Bayley goes completely berserk and starts beating the crap out of Sasha. And then in turn, that'll lead to Sasha and Bayley maybe at SummerSlam. But who knows what's going to happen right now? Who knows? But, them winning the belts for the second time, I would not be against it. But let's see if they do it on Friday. And if not, then I don't know what's going to happen with Sasha and Bayley. That's that. Ugh. Idiot jerk. Favorite... Fucking bug. Sorry about that. Favorite version of The Undertaker. Ministry Taker. Love Ministry Taker. Satana. Love. I mean, I love Phenom Taker too, but I mean, I like Phenom Taker. I love Ministry Taker. Ministry Taker was awesome. But close second is Phenom Taker. I don't really like Biker Taker that much. I'm not a big fan. I wasn't really a big fan of Biker Taker. I mean, he had a couple good themes, Dead Man Walking, and then Rolling by that little known band that sucks dick, Limp Bizkit. Not my words, that's Zach Wilde's words. But but Limp Bizkit sucks too. Yeah, that one Limp Bizkit had that one album with Nookie and Rollin' and My Generation. and My Way, all those great hits on that second album. And then it just went completely off the radar. Goodbye. You know, then they had Cobra Snake, their third album, and then they had another. I think they came back with another album. They're not the same Limp Bizkit as they were in the late '90s, doing that whole rock, new metal, or rock rap period. You know, with the likes of Linkin Park and Rage Against the Machine and all the other bands of that type. But Limp Bizkit sucks dick. And Fred Durst is a jerk. That's all I can say about that. Not wrestling related, but your thoughts on all the protests, more cities having curfews, looting, and the COVID virus. I'm going to briefly talk about it. I'm thinking if I have enough time, I might do a rant. If this continues on, I mean the rioting and the looting and the protests, they continue on, I might do a rant about it. I mean, but really, all I really got to say about the protest is, you know, I mean, people want to get their voice heard. I understand that. The whole thing with George Floyd was just sad. I mean, the cops should have got first-degree murder, not third-degree murder and manslaughter. I mean, you should have got first-degree murder. Should have thrown him in jail, give him the chair or some type of the death penalty, which he might still be getting. And the cops that were there didn't do shit. They should get they should be thrown in jail too. But they probably not. They probably get a slap on the wrist, or at most get either suspended or fired. I mean, that's that. That's all I think about it. But the protests, most have been peaceful. Most, but you know, I've been watching Fox News. Not even get to Fox News anymore. I don't know why. Dish. Watching CNN, watching Fox News, watching CNN, NBC, and watching it on on Facebook and YouTube. I mean, it's just sad. It's fucking sad. You know what's happening in Minnesota. What, you know, all the riots that have been happening in different parts of the country, even in Canada now. My good buddy Andre Corbeil sent me a video of Montreal having riots and protests and shit. I mean, even in other countries around the world that are having protests about this whole situation, which is interesting. But the riots and the looting, I mean, people are fucking idiots. Really, straight up, they are fucking idiots. You know, looting these big name stores. I mean, here in the Northeast, especially in Jersey, they've had protests. In Philadelphia, Atlantic City got looted. Atlantic City, you know, they're not going into casinos and ripping the casino machines out. Not that I know of, but you know, but it could happen. But mostly it's those chain stores that are along Atlantic Avenue in Atlantic City. They've been doing that. New York City got hit. A lot of stores got hit. Target, Macy's got hit today. A couple other stores in New York City got hit. It's happening in Brooklyn too, at the in some stores near the Barclays Center. Most of the protests have been peaceful at the Barclays Center, which is, you know, Brooklyn, my old stomping ground. But this rioting and looting has to stop. It has to. I mean, because people have to go to work, especially these essential workers like myself. You know, I don't want to basically be out of work because my store got looted. You know, and my store is kind of near the projects and everything, which sucks. But you know, and we got robbed last week. I mean, I was working on Saturday. We got 2 kids came in and stole some Ensure. Yeah, Ensure. Really, that's what you steal now. Ensure. Idiots. But that happened, and now I'm kind of scared to go to work because I don't know what's going to happen. My store is a retail store. I'm not going to say what it is, but it never closes. It's open 24 hours a day. And I was talking to my manager today, and she told me that the store had to close because of the curfew. That happened in Jersey and New York City at 11 o'clock. So it closed tonight at 11. It's closing tomorrow at 8 because the mayor and the mayor de Blasio and Cuomo. Excuse me. The mayor and Cuomo made the curfew 8 p.m. tomorrow to try to squelch the protest and the looters and the rioters. But they're still going to be out there, no matter what. It's going to happen. It's still going to go on. Or how long, I don't know. Hopefully it ends soon because this is ridiculous. So I told my boss I'm kind of scared to go into work because I don't know what might happen. God forbid something bad happens and I'm in the front, in the crosshairs and everything. Fuck, man, I'll be traumatized for life, and I'll be losing out on good money. God forbid my store gets looted or anything. I'd be losing out on money. I don't know how I would get paid, and I got to pay my bills and my medical bills and my car payments and all this shit. Got to pay for food. And a lot of people, that are essential workers, they work in retail and these big chain stores, especially in Minneapolis and all the countries that some people work in Target, they got looted. They have no job right now. They're on unemployment right now. It fucking sucks. And most of them are not getting unemployment. So that the unemployment rate goes up, and up. This fucking year. I mean, the start of this decade. I can only imagine what the next 9 years are going to be like. I can only imagine what the next 6 months are going to be like. Man, we've hit the halfway mark of 2020. That's just under 6 months to go. Just about 6 months to go. Who knows what's going to happen? Might get more riots. This fucking virus is still going to happen. We're most likely going to get a second wave. And especially with all these protests going on and these large fucking gatherings in New York City and Philadelphia, Seattle, and everywhere else. Most of the people don't have masks on. They're not social distancing. They don't give two shits. So we're gonna get a lot of spikes in the number of cases of this fucking virus because nobody gives two shits. And more, more cities are either gonna go back on lockdown. I mean, New York City is supposed to finally reopen on Monday or next Monday in phase 1. Phase 2, I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. It has to stop. And now Trump being all powerful and stuff, getting criticized for going to a church and holding up the Bible. And now he's saying if the governors don't do their job, that he's going to call in the military. You know what that means? Martial law, people, for the first time in American history. Well, not the first time, but, martial law is going to come to the United States. Everywhere is going to be filled with military people. Every state in America filled with military people. So these people that are doing the protests and the rioting, and they think they can get away with it, they're going to get a nice dose of reality. That's all I gotta say about that. Fucking sick. Fucking sick. People need to fucking get with it. You know. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Fuck this virus. Fuck the looters. Fuck the rioters in the ass with the colonic. I mean, if you're gonna do a protest, just do it peacefully. That's all I ask. That's all everybody asks. Just do a peaceful protest. Get your voice heard. But don't go out and go rob a freaking mom and pop store or a big name store like Target or Macy's or CVS or Walmart. And now all these chain stores are on edge right now. My store included. And anybody else that works in retail or a supermarket or wherever you may be. They're on edge now. Because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if they could get looted or they get robbed. Everybody like myself is on edge right now. So, but I'm trying to be keep my head up in the game and stay positive and just not worry about it too much. But you gotta worry about it. That's that. So that's my view. That's that. All right. Little Fettuccine says same rating, 6 out of 10. Okay, I agree. When you see Otis cashing in, oh boy, I don't know. I don't want Otis even sniffing the Universal title. And you know Vince, who loves the fucking guy to death, he's gonna give him the Universal title. So if he does cash in, maybe by SummerSlam. Maybe later, I don't know. If it's not by SummerSlam, probably be maybe by the end of the year. I hope he cashes in and fails. That's what I like. I don't want him winning the Universal title because that'll be the biggest joke since Vince McMahon won the ECW title before ECW died in 2008 or 2009, whatever year it ended. Biggest slap in the face to us hardcore fans when Vince McMahon won the ECW World Title. Big slap in the face, and that was the death nail for ECW. That was it. But Otis cashing in maybe by SummerSlam, maybe later. I don't know. But hopefully he doesn't win the Universal title, and that's that. All right, stay safe, bro. I can't even say this. Stay safe, bro. Say that 5 times fast. Stay safe, bro. When will you be live again? Well, we'll be off tomorrow, most likely, unless I feel like doing that rant on I would maybe do a follow-up rant on these protests and the curfews and shit. I don't know. It depends how I feel tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, if not, probably late Wednesday with my AEW review. But I gotta get it up quickly because I have I have to go in early on Thursday for work. So this, so I'm gonna try to get the AEW review up late Wednesday night. So late Wednesday night, I'll probably be back again live, if not tomorrow. And that's that. But click that bell on this channel and all my other channels to stay in the loop, and hopefully YouTube can send out the notifications to you, and you can be notified of when I go live. But we'll see what happens with that. 2020 is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if the aliens show up. Well, I heard something about Ebola coming back in Africa, and I think it was Ghana or someone, I think in the Congo. So Ebola's back. South America got hit with the virus, and it's ready to fall there. With Southern Hemisphere is different than the Northern Hemisphere. So as we're getting close to summer, South America and Australia are gearing up they're in fall right now, about to hit winter. So I think they might get a second wave of this fucking virus, but who knows? We might get it in October here in the States, in the Northeast, and everywhere else. So get ready for round 2. Just be safe, and that's all. That's all I gotta ask. So more probably states that are already open will probably that are opening, and we'll probably have to close back down. It's just gonna be a fucking headache for the next couple years until we get a vaccine that can maybe stop this fucking thing. I don't even think a vaccine will work. We're fucked for the next couple years. And that's that. And we move on. Blah 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 blah. So is it pork roll or Taylor ham? I'm curious. Never had it. I never had it either, so I can't answer that. That's that. I work at a supermarket. We almost got looted yesterday. I don't know if it was because we were still inside or they wanted to loot Best Buy more. Sucks you work at Best Buy. Oh, you work at a supermarket. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think they're hitting the big chain stores like Target, like Best Buy, like Macy's and Walmart, Target. They hitting liquor stores up the wazoo, mom and pop stores. And people trying to defend them, they're getting the crap beat out of them. Sad. It's fucking sad. Because people don't know how to act. They try to get they're doing it. They're trying to get their voice heard in the wrong way. That's it. It is what it is. I don't know. But hopefully, where I work, and like I said, got robbed last week twice. I don't know what happened today or happened Sunday. Yesterday and today. I don't know what happened. My security guard. We have different security guards, so I don't know if our main security guard came back from vacation or wherever he was out last week. So we had different security guards on the weekend, but they weren't there. It wasn't there. They weren't there on when I was working on Saturday. And 2 kids stole, like I said, Inshore. So fucking crazy. So you gotta be on your toes now. I gotta be on my toes now. I mean, I'm not confrontational with people. I'm not gonna go after someone who steals something right in front of my face. I mean, I would yell for them to call the manager or something. I'm not gonna go after them because God forbid they pull a knife or a gun on me or some shit like that. I'm not gonna get involved, so I'm just gonna let them be. Let them act like a fucking thug and a fucking criminal. But we got you on camera, motherfucker, so you're gonna be found. So that's that. But little fettuccine, be safe and just be safe. That's all I gotta say about that. And if you live far from your job, I would highly consider taking a cab. Don't walk home. Don't walk to a train and then take a bus or anything like that, because God forbid what's going to happen there. So be safe, and I would say take a cab, or maybe get your parents to pick you up. But for me, I'm probably just going to take a cab. It's going to cost me. It doesn't cost me that much. It costs me like $8 to $9. I'm not going to use it all the time. I might not use it all the time. But I think most of now I'm probably going to use it more often. And I don't have that much money to begin with, but it is what it is. That's that. Oops, I cut that off. I can see the pain on your face. Shit is crazy. Yes, it's fucking nuts. This fucking virus has killed. I mean, especially this fucking virus has killed everything I wanted to do. I wanted to go to baseball games this year. Baseball season is completely out of the water right now. Even though they made a proposal for 114 games beginning at the end of this month, going till October 31st. Who knows what's going to happen with that, if they're going to actually accept it with a new playoff format. I don't know if baseball's coming back. I would love to go to a Met game. That's my favorite team, the Mets. I fucking hate the Yankees. So I want to go to a Met game. I might want to go to a Brooklyn Cyclone game in Brooklyn, where the Mets minor league team is, or one of the minor league teams is in Brooklyn near Coney Island. I want to go to Coney Island, go to the beach, go visit Nathan's and maybe the amusement park there. I want to do that. Can't do that because this fucking virus. I can't go to any indie wrestling shows like WOW. Can't do that anymore because of this fucking virus. I wanted to go to Wrestling Dynasty at the Garden in August. They canceled that. Fuck, pissed me off. I wanted to go to Ring of Honor in April for their show Battlestar, where the Ring of Honor Pure title was coming back. Can't do that. They canceled that. New Japan canceled the G1. Fucking sucks. And I read something that fans are not going to be back in the stands until probably next year. Which fucking sucks. So we're not going to be back to normal till maybe early to late 2021. I wanted to go see In This Moment, my favorite band, in April. On April Fool's Day I was supposed to go. And this fucking virus killed that. Now, but thankfully the ticket place I got was got the ticket from Access. It was Access, not Access TV. Access said that I can keep the ticket until it gets rescheduled, or I can get a full refund. Well, I'm going to keep the ticket, obviously. I mean, I would love to get the refund and have to pay off another $50, $60 just to get another ticket, but I'm going to keep the ticket until they come back, which is probably going to be next year. And that was in New York City, by the way. I can't do that. Hockey's coming back, which is great. I know it's coming back late. It's supposed to start, I think, sometime in July, with a new format. This 2014 format, which I think is, I actually like the idea. Some people hate it because their favorite team didn't get in, Devils. But it's going to be interesting to see hockey back, especially in July, when usually you don't see hockey in July. So I'm going to see hockey from July till October, and then they're going to take an off season and then come back in December with the 2020-2021 season. So I'm going to get that. The Rangers are in. My favorite hockey team, the Rangers are in. They're going to be facing the Carolina Hurricanes in the qualifying round, the best of 5. And I like how the top 4 teams play round robin to see what seed they get. That's pretty cool. So hockey's going to be interesting to see. It's going to suck without the fans there. But you knew that was going to happen. Football's coming back without fans. I don't know how long that's going to last. Depending on if we get a second wave of this fucking virus. That's going to hit hard. I don't know what's going to happen with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl might not even have fans, if at best maybe 25% to 50% fans. So Super Bowl is going to be hit, most likely. WrestleMania 37 is going to be hit because basically the stadium in Los Angeles hasn't been built yet. The stadium that WrestleMania 37 is going to be at, which is going to be where the Chargers and I think the Chargers are going to play and the Rams are going to play. I think it's not going to be built till next year. I don't think they're going to be finished by WrestleMania. So WrestleMania I don't even think it's going to happen in Los Angeles next year. They might go to Tampa Bay next year. They might actually have it in Tampa Bay, but who knows at this point. So basketball might be coming back. I don't know when or how it's going to come back. They might have they're going to have a traditional format, which is, the way it's always been. But just every other sport's going to be changed, except for maybe football. Well, actually, football is going to have 2 new teams this year. So we're going to have the traditional 6 teams in each division, the 4 division winners and the 2 wild cards. They're going to add a wild card team, so I think it's going to be 7 teams in the playoffs. which is interesting. But I think it should just go back to traditional. But you can have a fucking 4-11 team get into the playoffs, which is unheard of. So some team like the Giants or the Jets could be 5-11 and get into the playoffs and probably maybe go all the way to the Super Bowl. Who knows? But yeah, that's that. And that's that. Oh, we're going on 2 hours here, so it's getting to 3 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go to sleep. I'm tired. Red or white sauce? I like red sauce. I'm not a big fan of like white sauce. I don't like that shit. Like marinara sauce is my favorite, so get that. So red. New playoff format. Yeah, baseball's gonna have is proposing a new playoff format. Basically what it is that we're gonna have it's gonna be realigned. I think it's gonna be realigned. I don't know if they brought that up, but it's gonna be realigned. So the Mets and Yankees are gonna be in the same division, which sucks. And basically the playoffs are gonna be like the top teams in the division. Or the division, I don't know if it's divisions or division are going to be in the playoffs. They're going to have, I think, 2 or 3 wild cards. It's just insane. I can't really explain it, but when baseball eventually comes back, they'll talk about the new rules and the new playoff rules and stuff. So when you see a Met game or when the Mets come back on TV or whenever baseball comes back on TV, they'll explain it. They'll have a graphic, or you can watch the MLB Network. They can explain it for you. So that's that. How is New York City right now? Like I said, New York City is supposed to reopen next Monday, June the 8th, with phase 1, mostly construction and non-essential work is going to be coming back. Phase 2 is barbershops, restaurants, and stuff like that. So when phase 2 comes around, I can get my fucking hair cut. It's getting long. I need to get it cut. I would have Rosa cut my hair, but that's not a good idea. But New York has had the protests. They got the looting, the riot. Well, not so much the riots, but mostly in Union Square and around Times Square. There've been protests, and in Brooklyn by the Barclays Center. But in Brooklyn, it's mostly there's some peaceful protests by the Barclays Center. I mean, they did I think mess up a precinct in Brooklyn. I think the 89th precinct or something like that. But I want to go back to New York City, but not like this though. I miss my friends that live in New York City. You know, my good friends in December's Fall. No, that's a band, by the way. Go look them up on Facebook. December's Fall on Facebook. Check them out. Tell them Peter Gilmore sent you. I miss going to New York City. You know, for a wrestling event or concert. Maybe go to a movie with the missus. Or just shooting the shit in New York City. But right now, I don't want to go. If this shit's going on, I don't want to go. I'd rather be safe at home. But even your house can be looted and broken into and all that shit. So you're not safe anywhere right now. Not even in your own home. It's fucking sad. Fucking sad. Okay, this will probably be the last question. Or last thing I talk about. What is the most overrated thing about New York City and the most underrated thing about New York City? That's a hard question to answer. I think the most overrated thing is that there's a lot of people there. I don't the most underrated thing or unrated or underrated thing. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer. I can't really answer that question. That's a hard question for me to answer. But I think the most overrated thing might be the population of New York City, because there's a lot of people in New York City. I love New York City. I mean, I love going there. My friends in December's Fall, they jam there in the studio. They're still doing it. And it just sucks that I can't go there because of this fucking because of this fucking virus, and now there's these fucking riots and protests going on, and the curfew going on. So I really can't go until the curfew gets lifted. It is what it is. That's that. My bad. I thought you lived in New York City. I used to live in Brooklyn, so now I live in Jersey. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I used to live in Brooklyn. I mean, I have family that lives in New York, and some live in Brooklyn, so I see them once in a while. I have a few friends that live in Brooklyn. I see them once in a while, but I just hate living in New York. I just hate it, and pretty soon I'm gonna be moving to Florida. So that's all I gotta say about that. So my days in New York and New Jersey are gonna be history. In about, I would say, another 5 to 10 years, maybe. I'm gonna retire, and well, I don't know if I'm gonna retire because I'll be like 50 and everything. Same thing with my girlfriend, but my wife and anything. But we'll both be in our 50s, so, and then be down in Florida with our grandson. Yeah, so we joined the nice hot weather of Florida, but the only thing we got to worry about is those damn hurricanes, especially in the spring and summer. So when a big hurricane comes, we'll probably be going back to New York for a little while until the hurricane gets out of Florida. But yeah, so I'm gonna be enjoying my new life in Florida pretty soon. Maybe working in Florida. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, because if I retire, I probably won't get a lot of money for a pension or anything because I'm 50. Because I'll be 50. But yeah, live the rest of my life with my gorgeous wifey, and that's that. That's all I'm gonna say. Not gonna get too much into that personal shit. So that's that. I'll catch up with you later this week. Stay safe, bro. Peace. All right, little Fettuccine. Thank you for chiming in. Same thing with Thomas Herrera. Thank you for chiming in. Little Fettuccine just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Subscribe to my other channels as well, if you like, and tell your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Share my videos all over the internet, and tell them to tap that bell and come in the chat. Maybe we'll have another review that gets about 300, maybe 400, maybe 500, maybe 1,000 people. If I hit Joe Cronin and JD territory one day, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So thank you for subscribing, and just like I said, tell your friends and get others to subscribe, and then that's that. Florida, yep, I'm going to be going to Florida. I'm going to be probably away from the parents, but I'm already away from the parents now, so it is what it is. So, but when my parents are in this, old. I'm not going to say how old they are, but they're getting older, and I want to live the rest of my life with the missus and everything. So it's going to be an interesting little journey over the next 5 to 10 years, and the rest of my 50s, my 60s, and my 60s, 70s, maybe into 80s, maybe the 90s. Who knows? For the next 30, 40 years, it's going to be interesting. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, that's all I got to say about that. All right, so thank you for watching this long 2-hour video. Didn't really think it was going to go 2 hours. I wanted to go a little shorter, but it's okay. I got my fans and my subscribers and all the people that come in the chat, Thomas and Little Fettuccine, and that's that. Next time, let me know where you guys are from and how old you are. And And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, go back to Raw. 6 out of 10 for Raw. It was a meh show. And we'll see what happens the rest of this week with the WWE. We got AEW this Wednesday. Should be a great show. We got Cody defending the TNT Championship, I think against Jungle Boys this week. I'm not sure. We'll see what else happens with Jon Moxley and Brian Cage as they get geared up for Fyter Fest come July. We see what happens with the Inner Circle, maybe with Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho starting their little thing. Because it's, Matt Hardy was talking about the Elite Deletion stuff. So see what comes out of that. We got the AEW tag team belts being defended by Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page as they take on the Best Friends, Trent and Chucky T this week. Oh, not them. I'm sorry. Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc this week. I mean, Best Friends have a title shot in hand because they won the Battle Royal at Double or Nothing. So we get that. So AEW should be a good show. NXT, they got the go-home show before this Sunday's In Your House pay-per-view takeover In Your House. So we got Mia Yim and Candice LeRae going at it. We'll see what happens with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Io for the NXT Women's Championship. We'll see what happens with Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole this week. Maybe have a stare down or an altercation. Same thing with Killer Cross and Ciampa, and maybe with Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano. Maybe they'll talk about the tag team division. I don't know. But that's that. And then we got SmackDown this Friday night. We got the women's tag team belts being defended by Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as they take on Bayley and the Boss, Sasha Banks. See what happens with that as they gear up for Backlash. We'll see what happens with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. The little storyline continuing on. Maybe we'll find out that Sheamus ran over Elias, which I think is going to be told anyway, but we'll see what happens with that. And then we got this Sunday in your house, NXT TakeOver In Your House. Should be a great show. I think it'll be better than Backlash this month. And then we go to the rest of the month of June. I go on my vacation in a couple weeks, so I'll be off of YouTube for about a week, but I'll be back at the end of June. So I'll be off for a week, so no AEW, NXT reviews, stuff like that. So, but I'll probably be on Facebook and maybe Twitter. I can chat a little bit. I'll give you my written review of those shows during the end of June. So, but I'll be back in full force at the end of June with more reviews and stuff like that. Because I might not have internet when I go down to Florida, but that's that. All right, so that's it. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you, Little Fettuccine and Thomas Herrera for coming into the chat, and everybody else who watched the video or going to watch the video later on. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below. If you have any questions, put it down below in the comment section of this video, or hit me up via Twitter or Facebook. Twitter link is down below in the description box. If you're on Facebook, just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me somewhere. And like I said, I might be doing a live Q&A next week or sometime before I go away. I might do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe next Tuesday if I have enough time on StreamYard. But so I only have 20 hours, so I don't like to do 2 hour videos that much. But I like to interact with my subs and my fans, and that's that. So that's that. All right. I say that's that too much, but it is what it is. Fuck you. All right. So thanks for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. I'm going to edit this video up a little bit, then I'm going to bed because I got a doctor appointment tomorrow, and then got the rest of Tuesday to worry about, and then I got to figure out, see what's going to happen with work on Wednesday, if the curfew is still going to happen over this next week. Going to be a little dicey, going to be a little nervous. going to work, coming back from work, and maybe even going out to my local store, getting food and going to the supermarket and shit like that. I gotta worry. But it is what it is, and that's that. So thank you for watching. I'll be back. If not tomorrow, I'll be back on Wednesday night for my AEW review for Dynamite, and that's it. All right. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gomez signing off. Have a great rest of your Monday night, and even better Tuesday. And I'll see you guys again next time. I still got the porn stash, but it's coming off pretty soon. Sadly. Sorry, ladies. Love you all. But thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.